you. White has no scales, moves backwards more often than not, is one of the world's most popular seafoods and provides great fun sport fishing. It's easily accessible from places all around Australia for minimum effort and cost. No prizes for guessing, the answer is squid. Well, it's a start. Just out with young Matt from BCF chasing a few squid around it. It didn't take long at all. Beautiful little green-eyed squid. And if you're chasing dewies for bait or big kingfish, or really any big predatory fish, that's just an ideal bait. Look at that. The squid's probably one of those creatures in the ocean that's scared of everything. Everything loves to eat it, including me, that's for sure. And look at this great Humminbird 1198C sounder GPS. It gets used for fishing purposes mainly, but certainly when you're squidding, it can be a really, really good tool to have as well. If you're in an area where you can't really see the changes in the bottom, the water's a bit dirty, certainly use your GPS. Put a mark down. If you hook a squid, they generally travel in schools, mark that spot. On the sounder here, we're in 3.9 metres of water, so it's a really good idea to keep an eye on your sounder. You know the depth. Squid jigs come with different weights. You get lighter ones, heavier ones, so it's important if you're in a bit of current, a bit of wind, you need that jig to get down into the strike zone. Matt from BCF knows all about it. Mate, have you been out and done this sort of stuff before? Or?
Mate, not at this sort of depth. My target squid are about that long, which looks like what we've caught here, but it's not what we're targeting.
Beautiful little green-eyed squid. We might point him in that direction in case he gets too excited. Successful squid fishing is an active sport right from the first cast. I tend to like giving the jig a fair bit of action. I think it tends to excite the squid. Cast it out, let it sink down to the desired depth. Looking at the Humminbird sounder there, we're in about 3 metres of water, and then really give it a nice, I guess you'd call it a twitch and rip, but really pulse that jig through the water. Quite often it'll pulse through, and just as it starts to accelerate away, that's when that squid will accelerate up behind the jig and grab hold of it. And of course, if you don't get a bite, pretty simple stuff. Cast him back out and have another go. And don't forget that old twist and rip. Who says squid fishing's not fun? So nice soft hands, you need a soft drag. They've got their tentacles, even though they're fairly tough, if you lock the drag up and that squid pulls back, he's going to tear that jig straight out and you've lost him. Now look at the colours on that. That's what we call a big green-eyed squid. And their ability to camouflage is just absolutely amazing. We've got all this kelpy bottom, so this is quite patchy here. There's a little bit of white sand, but there's big sections of kelp, and that kelp is identical to the colour of that squid. And as I've said before, everything loves to eat squid, so it's so important for him to be able to change colours, match his environment, and try and stay safe just for a little while anyway. Out here, safety's important for fishermen too. We're out in the 5.1 Noble today, and it's powered by that 130 E-Tech at the back there. And it's great to have all that power and torque, but what you want in situations like this, I've got Matty there having a cast with a chrome slice into the wash. You want reliability, and Evinrude's famous for it. With no scheduled dealer maintenance for 3 years or 300 hours, it means you can spend more time out on the water with more money in your